What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Excuse me. Happy Wednesday to you guys. And as you all know, I'm not at home. I'm in South Carolina taking care of some business. But I want to really touch on this Puffy with Sean P Diddy Combs, which everybody's saying, we all know who he is, situation. Now, there's been a whole bunch of stuff going on, a lot of rumors going out, but one thing's for sure. This guy right here is guilty of something. And proof of it is he's can't be found. His children were detained. Two of his mansions, one in Star Island, Florida, the other one in LA, have been raided simultaneously by both federal agents and Homeland Security. Now, you're hearing stuff about sex trafficking, saying stuff, has something to do with that, and among other things. Nobody knows for sure, but I will tell you this. This guy right here is running from something. It's no way they caused all of that damage to your homes. And if you're guilty, if you're innocent, you wouldn't come forward and say, hey, what are you doing? You got enough money to buy a serious legal team, but you're nowhere to be found. They took those laptops and all of those electronic devices. These are seasoned veterans in the FBI and these other agencies. They know exactly what they're looking for, and they went after it. If you looked at some of the pictures of his house, how they raided it, they didn't even tear it up like they tear up normal houses. So they knew specifically what they wanted to go after, and they went after it, and they evidently seized it. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple of things in this video after I show you this latest video of what's going on, and we'll come back and talk about it. Take a look at this, guys.
Now, still no sign of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, days after federal agents raided the rapper's LA and Star Island mansions.
But his private jet is here, and there's been a flurry of activity on his Miami Beach property. And Local 10's Samir Nafsi is live now with much more. Samir.
Calvin and Nicole, so among the many questions, it's really become, where is P Diddy at this hour? Well, it appears that he was, or at least possibly could be, still at his Star Island estate, but the scene has changed within the last hour. So we know throughout the day there was an SUV parked right in front of that gate with a number of umbrellas sticking out of it, kind of blocking the view of that gate. Well, you can tell that's no longer the case anymore. But we have a number of vehicles parked over at one Star Island, and throughout the day, as mentioned, cars going in and out. But if we look to the Opa-locka airport, P Diddy's private jet appears to possibly be getting ready to take off. Could Sean Diddy Combs be on the move? Our camera's rolling as his private jet is taxied away at Opa-locka Airport, yet no sign of the superstar days after federal agents raided both his LA and Miami homes. Over on Star Island, a number of vehicles pulled out of one Star Island throughout the day. Earlier in the day, members of Diddy's team using a number of umbrellas to create this shield in front of two Star Island. It remains unclear if this was an elaborate distraction so Combs could possibly leave the island. The attention comes after both East and West Coast homes of the 54-year-old were raided by federal agents simultaneously. The New York native now shrouded in controversy amid a scathing sex trafficking investigation headed by NYC federal prosecutors. This on the heels of a series of civil lawsuits from former girlfriends and a music producer that worked with the music mogul. In a late February civil suit filed, 73 pages alleging misconduct by the superstar and associates of underage sex trafficking, drug-fueled sex abuse, intimidation, and violence. And in reference to that raid, we know investigators seized electronics, including an Apple laptop. Now, he still has his passport, of course not charged with anything, and Combs has denied any wrongdoing. We're live from Star Island tonight. I'm Samir Nafsi, Local 10 News.
The news so far, his private jet has landed. Looks like it's taking off again. Evidently, he's not on it. I'm going to talk about a few things. First thing is this. There's no warrant for this man. Right now, even though his home was raided, there is no warrant. Now, with that being said, if there's no warrant, there are no charges right now. There are allegations. Allegations meaning we have reason to believe from what was said, witness statements, a 73-page affidavit, that there are things that you're going to have to answer for. Now, this guy is a public figure. Therefore, a lot of who he is goes with public popularity and notoriety. Now, anybody with common sense, right, would come forward because you don't want your name in the press. The worst thing you could have as a celebrity is negative press. Would you agree or disagree? That's the first reason why I think this guy is guilty of something, and he don't know what the feds know. And that's the thing. That's the chess game with interrogation and when you're accused of criminal charges. You don't know what they know. So what happens is if you're the ones doing the crime, you're what? Your mind races. You don't know what they have, what they don't have, who's talking about you. See, this right here is a slippery slope and an uphill battle simply for the fact that you got a bunch of people talking against you. You don't know what they're saying, but you do know you did something, and you don't know what's believable, what's not, what's being said, what's not, and your mind is frazzled and all over the place. This guy right here need to come forward and say something to somebody, even if it means turning himself in. But these type of tactics that he's doing right now are very, very suspect, and it's cowardly to me. This is why you don't put yourself in these situations to where so much is going on that people that you know and love are going through something they might not have to do if you just come and fess up. I said in another video before, they're saying a lot of stuff about this guy, and some of it got to be true because it's coming from all different avenues, but it's always pointing to the same thing. Something disrespectful with women, something dealing with sex, and something dealing with something off the wall that a grown man shouldn't be doing. You got to forgive me, I'm sitting in the park, on the street, and there's people walking dogs, and I'm just looking. But guys, seriously, this is messed up. For the success this man has and the respect that he earned by not even really being a rapper himself. I mean, everything Diddy has ever made was whack. We know that. You know, I'm from up there. You know what I mean? When Diddy was with Biggie and all of that stuff, talking in the videos, dancing and bringing out all these rappers, and all of a sudden they just fade out. But he's still here. Thirst for attention. He's up here with a lot of prominent people. And it's just not a good look. It's not. Another thing is this. You let your kids get locked up, bro, and you never came forward. They got your kids sitting out on the curb in front of a mansion in handcuffs like common drug dealers on the street corner. Unacceptable. As a father, I wouldn't allow that. Enough is enough. My children don't deserve that. Let me go and just turn myself in. That's honorable to me. And he not doing that. They said he flew to Antigua. They said the plane went over there. It don't matter where he go. He going to be brought back. He got money, long money, but it ain't long enough to stop you from dealing with the diplomacy of the United States. They'll get you if they want you. Here's another thing. This show you that money gets you a long way. If he was a regular person, you think he wouldn't be locked up? You don't think a warrant would have been served already? They bust up in his house and cause all that damage. They're going to lock you up and hold you until you talk or until stuff come forward to where they have enough. Probable cause, ladies and gentlemen. Probable cause to go bust in 2 mansions worth millions of dollars and not worrying about having to pay for it. They know something. He don't know what they know. That's why all of a sudden he ain't been seen. Another thing is this. I want you to pay close attention to this. When he had that lawsuit with that girl, I forgot her name. What's her name? I don't want to say Sierra. It's not her. The Cassie or whatever her name is. He settled the next day, quietly, after it came out in the news. So you know his name being out in the public means something. And the way he settled that case so fast let you know that she knew something, and that woke up everybody's ears, including the federal government. Now, this sex trafficking thing, I want you guys to understand something. What they're saying he did, been around since the beginning of time. You saw it in the movie Players Club. Hey, he had guys go scout strip clubs and bring the girls back to the house for a bunch of party and butt-naked fun. Come on, man. Come on. When has that not been a normal thing in all of these big stripper states? Atlanta, Memphis, all these other places where girls, go out there and dance and stuff, and then all of a sudden get hired for private parties to earn extra money to do extracurricular activity. This is nothing new. If they're calling that sex trafficking, because everybody keeps bringing it up, oh, the sex trafficking charges, he ain't doing something nobody else has ever did. And I want to see if, when he gets caught up in this, if they start really going after a lot of other people. See, because I'm going to tell you something. Puff Daddy always had a target on his back. And I think a lot of it is due to his arrogance and how he treats women. You hear a lot of stories, even before this stuff even came up, of Puffy putting guns in people's faces, fighting on chicks, treating them like trash after he when they don't do what he wants. He ain't no different than a lot of other people out here that are powerful with money, with a sexual appetite that's a little bit strange, or a lot of bit strange. Either way, man, this whole story is buck wild, but I'm telling you, the thing right now, the reason why I think he is not getting caught, and you can quote me on this, and we'll see how this rides out in the press, because if he gets caught, a lot of stuff he will have to confess on, and a lot of people, big name entertainers and public figures that you would never know was caught up in this stuff, is going to come out. It's going to have to. Because if they did that coordinated strike, right? And they did it the way they did it, because they usually do that early in the morning when people are sleeping and stuff, and they grab something. And I know they grabbed something, because this guy right here will not show his face. He will not. Ain't no way they're going to tear up my stuff that I worked hard for, and I'm not going to come forward, lawyer it up, and say, what is this? He's not done that. Another thing is this, and this sounds crazy, but you never know the mind of a madman once they get cornered like the animal that they are. We might not see Puffy no more. Puffy might go ahead out here and just off himself. And I'm being real. It depends on how high he thinks he is as a celebrity, and how much of a scrutiny he can take if things are found out. I don't know what it is about money, guys. In closing, let me say this. I don't know what it is about money. And I like money just like everybody else, but I like being responsible with it. I don't know what it is about money that makes people really crazy and goofy and doing stuff like, Puffy did and other people do. And that's the price of fame. I think they give this money, and you're going to see a lot more of this type of stuff, and you see it with these younger-minded rappers, because we're talking about rap music, that are getting all of this money. I mean, I've seen videos, Lil Baby, other people, where they have hundreds of thousands of dollars in a poor neighborhood spread all over a Lamborghini, holding it in their hands like it's nothing, throwing it up in the air. And they're surrounded by a bunch of people that wish they were them. It's one thing you learned in the street a long time ago. You never show hungry people your plate. A lot of these people make themselves targets by showing money on Instagram and places like that. And it's like, how can you feel sorry for somebody that's telling somebody, look what I got? Basically, you're telling them to come take it from you. I got more than I need. Money's not a thing, because remember, money is freedom. Everybody wants freedom. They want freedom from the rat race. Freedom from having to pay bills and worry about where your next meal's coming from. And just the freedom to get up and go and do as they choose. But a lot of people wouldn't know what to do with this freedom. And this is a perfect example. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is unfortunate, and it looks really bad for him, and for him to sit there and have his family get locked up, whether they're released or not, and go through the public embarrassment that he himself caused is not manly to me. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.